Hey everybody, welcome to day 44 of the 90-day video challenge. Tomorrow is halfway. That's pretty crazy that it's 45 days, but it also means one other thing, and that is that it's 2 weeks from today until Thanksgiving.
It is. Are you excited about that?
I think so. Do you have what you're going to be cooking or planning or taking, whatever it is?
No, I haven't got to talk to Ann about that. Are they back from their trip?
They get back on Saturday.
So that's probably when I'll find out.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but for us, the holidays tend to be a bit of a hassle to get from point A to point B. And this year, it makes it a little more complicated with Allison and Jaden both being out of the house. And so I don't believe Allison's going to be with us on Thanksgiving this year.
No.
She's going over to that boy's house, seeing his family. Jaden won't get here until Wednesday evening sometime, and then we have to hurry over to my dad's house, and we'll be there on Thursday, and then we got to hurry and get back late Thursday night, early on Friday, because I'm working on Friday at a Thunder game. So it's a whirlwind weekend. And then, Christmas sort of ends up being the same thing whenever we do that, and we go see your family on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And then we're here on Christmas Day, and then at some point in there, we go see other family.
Yeah. It's fun, though. I mean, you have to either decide to be happy or, you look for something to get mad about. You're going to find it.
Yeah, I am excited about going to Siloam Springs for Thanksgiving because we've always done, when we've been there, the lights at the Fayetteville Square. They put a bunch of lights up. It's really pretty. It's one of the first. In fact, it was the first Thanksgiving that we were together. We went there and took pictures and had hot chocolate, and so that brings back special memories.
Cold.
Well, with you, it could be 50.
And
You'd still be
cold.
freezing.
Was that the year that we went the next day to the dueling piano bar? We had went back down after going with everybody. It may have been the next year or the year after. I'm not certain.
May have been. We've been to when it was open, we went over there a lot. I don't know that it's still open. I haven't been down to Square in Fayetteville in some years. So that'll be fun. We'll have to make it a point to go do that.
Yep.
So today is day 10 in the Draw the Circle book, the 40-day prayer challenge. And today's title is Crazy Faith. And it is coming from the story in Luke about the lady that would not stop knocking on the judge's door. We don't really know why she was in this position, but she would not stop knocking on the judge's door. And finally he said, I'm going to give her what she wants so that she'll go away. And so, does the judge know that about you, is what he asks. So in this case, the judge being God, does God know about you that you're not going to go anywhere until he listens to your case, until he hears you out, and you get to state your case?
Are you asking me that question? Or are you asking them that question?
I'm asking anybody that question.
I would say probably more so now than I used to be. I'm now pretty tenacious about not backing down.
Yeah. I'm working on that. I've been doing in my prayer journal, writing down specific things and drawing the circles around them and praying about each thing as I make the circle. Pray about each person, and I'm trying not to just let them go on by. So sometimes, you'll do this and you'll do it 3 or 4 times, and then you're like, well, I'm just going to do something else. So I'm trying not to let it go by. I'm trying to be consistent and be persistent. And so it's interesting. It's interesting what it does. It's causing me to think about it each day. It brings it fresh to the forefront of my mind each day.
Yeah. So there was another post on Facebook today. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was talking about prayer as well. And it was talking about how prayer is not to get God to bend to your will, but to change you and to give you God's desire for what it is. And I would agree. The first time I ever did this, it was, you start out day one, you're like, change them, change this situation, change, all of these things. And then finally, as you get to like day 8, day 9, and you start to go, okay, change me. And whenever you have the crazy faith and you're asking for God to change you, and that's what you're being consistent and persistent about, I think that's where ultimately you see answers.
Mm-hmm. I like the line he put in here. It says, I'm almost surprised the judge didn't file a restraining order against her. I'm sure they probably didn't have those in those days, but that's sort of a modern context. He said, but this reveals something about the nature of God. God couldn't care less about protocol. If he did, Jesus would have chosen the Pharisees as his disciples, but that isn't who Jesus honored. And that God couldn't care less about protocol is in italics, because we get caught up in that. I mean, if you want to get caught up in stuff like that, just look at your local church, and it doesn't really matter what church it is.
That legalism.
Yeah, and people thinking, we have to do things a certain way in order to be a church or to be honoring or whatever the case may be. But God doesn't care about that. What God honestly cares about is that we are genuine in what it is that we are doing with him. It can't be, like you said, fix me, or change them, take me out of this situation. I want everything to be good. That's not what the point of all this is. The point is that what we do with God is genuine. Mm-hmm. Do you ever take a desperate measure to get to God?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, whenever you get to the point of praying and fasting, and I think in this day and age, that's a desperate measure. So I would say yeah.
I've often wondered exactly what the desperate measure is. I'm sure it's different for everybody. I've wondered what it is for me. I don't know that I've been there a lot. I would say I've been there several times. I can think back to when I went through my divorce. I was desperate and took desperate measures at the time. I think whenever we were on the verge of divorce, I was desperate and took desperate measures. So, consistently though, I don't know, probably not. I mean, if you're honest about it. So, probably need to reevaluate where maybe I stand or how I relate to God. And am I being crazy enough? Am I having crazy enough faith in order to move the needle? So, interesting. It was a good day. Crazy faith. Stepping out in faith. There's a pattern repeated in Scripture. Crazy miracles are the offspring of crazy faith. Normal begets normal. Crazy begets crazy. If we want to see God do crazy miracles, sometimes we need to pray crazy prayers. Bold prayers honor God, and God honors bold prayers. So,
yeah. And then today it talked about sometimes God shows up and sometimes he shows off. And I think whenever you have the audacious faith and you're able to pray bold prayers, then God can show up and show off. Because that's when he gets the glory. Mm-hmm. There is no denying that it's beyond what you could do.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. So, all right, tomorrow, day 11, right? First class noticer. That's what's coming up tomorrow. First class noticer. But it's about noticing things. So, all right. Today is the 14th of November, 14th day of thankfulness. So, what are you thankful for today?
I get to go first today again.
I went first yesterday.
Did you? Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but
Okay, so I'm thankful that today is the day that I match my streak on my move ring. So today is my 46th day streak, and that's my longest streak ever. So I'm thankful that I've matched it, and I am going to break that tomorrow.
Very good. I'm thankful for consistent sunrise. I heard a thing on the news this morning that somebody somewhere said that as sure as the sun rises in the east, such and such happened. And I thought, man, that's a bold statement because there's no way that's true. So I am thankful for the consistency that we have in each new day. You know, God says that his mercies begin fresh each day. And so I take comfort in that and knowing that he loves me the same every day, no matter what. And that he gives us such a beautiful reminder of that when we see the morning sunrises. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Awesome.
All right. Tomorrow is halfway. We got to have a party or something.
And tomorrow is the first playoff game for our high school football team. So we're going to be out in the cold, and I don't care what degree it is. It's November, the middle of November. It will be cold.
It'll be good and chilly.
Yeah. So we're going to go and we're going to cheer them on. Mm-hmm. And then if they win, they play again. They have the potential to play 3 weeks in a row.
Something like that.
Yeah. So we're hoping and praying for the boys that they're able to be successful in this drive towards the championship.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Day 45 of the 90-day video challenge. See ya.
Halfway.
Halfway.